Hello, welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're going to go live and talk about Chapter 12 of The Mandalorian. I hope you're all fine and dandy. I'm a little bit late as I just dropped a whole pint of drink all over the floor, and it's going to have to tidy that up after the chat. So, the last episode of The Mandalorian, and I must admit, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I actually think it was better than last week's. I think it's more nostalgia that kind of pulled me into this episode. Bike Scouts, Stormtroopers, and everything else that kind of goes with it, really. Hello, 1980s, mate. You all right? Yeah, I just actually think that this episode is actually like pretty cool, to be honest. And maybe like the Rebels and all that was appealing more to the young audience for last week. But this week for me was actually 10 times better. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that Baby Yoda was in it, but not too much. The Mandalorian ship was actually back again. The older crew, we got a little bit more kind of backstory about them, a little bit more kind of character building. And I think there was more arc as well than sort of like the Mandalorians just sort of turning up and then disappearing. I just think there's more of a future arc than kind of like the Mandos. I mean, we can see it's building up. We can see that in a kind of a small way that he doesn't know it yet. That he's building up an army. He's building up the other Mandalorians. He's building up like Ahsoka. You know, it's building up to quite a biggish kind of battle, I think, against Moff Gideon and his kind of Imperial entanglement. But I still think that Moff Gideon, even though he's a bit of a badass, I still think there's other levels above him that's still going to sort of start raining down. And I think after they get him gone, they're going to realise actually there's still so much more that's to be uncovered. And I think Baby Yoda is kind of just that kind of key to see what they're doing with it. Yeah, and the Biker Scouts are pretty cool. Again, you know, it's kind of unregimented kind of army, and Imperials, like they weren't exactly that great on it. You know, that they blow up again, that they can't still drive their bikes that they're designed to drive. But yeah, for me, I thought this episode was pretty cool. And the way it ended as well, like we all just sat there because I watched it over the weekend with the kids, and it was just even that little Baby Yoda bit sick at the end. We all just sitting there all crying about it. It was laughed, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I think the next episode it still won't be Ahsoka. I still don't think she'll be there. Maybe at the end of it. I mean, what's this going to be, 5? Is it confirmed that there's 8 episodes still in this? I don't know. Oh, nice. How much was that? 1980s. Because last year it was going for about £12 on the Entertainer. I purchased 2, thinking that I wouldn't ever kind of be any good at doing it, but it turned into Guinea Rex, and kind of wish I never done all that to it. That's pretty good. 15 quid. Was that an eBay job? Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I actually found Baby Yoda quite funny in this one, like with his little arms up in the air. Oh, nice. That's a good. Was it used or new? But yeah, I really think it was really good, and just like Baby Yoda just ending in his kind of in his sick. Literally, me and my boy were just literally cracking up. Oh, that's not bad then. Used. I mean, to be honest, if you're going to put it on the shelf and you're going to open it up, right? There's no difference, is there? I wish I could do that because when I do my reviews, obviously I like opening up the boxes, but and I got all this week. This is this week's work. I've got to record all these, so I'm halfway recording, but yeah. Well, we've got macaroons in it now, haven't we? So I don't know what else we can. What else is in Star Wars? I mean, we still haven't had blue milk, unless you have blueberry milkshake. But what did you guys think of the Mandalorian this week? Yeah, I will do an arc trooper. I'm really kind of compensating it, but it's definitely on the list. It's definitely on one I want to do. Um, as it stands, for sure I want to do a Keeley. Either he will be next, or the heavy trooper from Battlefront 2 Phase 2. He will be next. But I kind of, for some reason, even though they released the lieutenant, which I never got because I just didn't like the blue, that was my chance to get an official Phase 1 clone trooper. I kind of want to buy 4 bootlegs and do them all up in the Attack of the Clones kind of colouring and just customize them as one video so we can just make them. I definitely want to do an ARC Trooper, and there's still quite a few other squadrons and all that I wanted to do. I literally I still got 2 up here that I got the other day. That so the Shadow Trooper didn't overtake any of those. So I just kind of sat there and just thought, I always wanted to make one, so I just sat and made him. But yeah, it's really hard because I set my sights. I set my sights which custom I want to do, and I think, right, I'm going to do that one next. By the time they come from China, I'm into something else. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make that one instead. No, I saw. Is it Emergency Awesome? I watch him quite a bit on YouTube, and he said about it, and I missed out. But I missed out on the actual thing. I've only watched the episode once as well. I wanted to rewatch it again last night, but just didn't get a chance. Well, I said as we was watching dinner, I said, "Come on, let's put it on again," and they put Ice Age on with the dinosaur one because it was new on Disney Plus. But I can't do Ice Age. Well, I don't think. I mean, to me, in that thing, it looked like a deformed emperor in that kind of tank. A lot of people are saying it's Snoke. It looks like a sort of a odd Snoke, but then I think Snoke was a clone of the emperor, wasn't he, or a failed thing, or he was just a created species to have false sensitive. I don't know. I don't. Obviously this is going to open it up what Snoke was, I suppose. I suppose they're going to put a bit of a backstory to it because they're like, I guess like Dave's like, right, okay, we can use these episodes to clear up any kind of mess that Kathleen Kennedy's kind of made. Yeah, well, the clone body did have it, didn't it, afterwards? But yeah, I was getting a bit mixed up though because obviously they want blood from Baby Yoda, but they was putting his blood into the Emperor's clone or stuff like that. I don't know. So unless that's what Snoke was a combination of different DNA to make the best force sensitive person. I don't know. Yeah, I, I don't know. I think that they are. I mean, obviously, the woman at the end, she was. I mean, I think it's quite early to be honest to start inducing first order stuff and whatnot, because obviously we know where it goes, and they do start overtaking. Um, but where she was saying like the new era and all that to the alien species. Um, I don't know. I think we're going to get a lot of dark, like this is now the Dark Empire kind of series, and I think we're going to get a lot of things like that. And I think they're going to throw in a lot of legend stuff in here because that's what we like, you know. And I still think Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to turn up someday, and he's going to be higher than Moff Gideon. I still think that I think Grand Admiral Thrawn is leading the Empire at the moment, and I think that's where they're going to go with this story. Um, Yeah, so it looked like we was going to get Dark Troopers at the end, which are these sort of robot kind of stormtroopers that have been in Jedi Knight. I don't know if anyone played that, but it was an amazing game back in the day, about 2002. And yeah, it just had these. Actually, I think even Dark Forces, which was probably at 95 because it was a old 2D shoot 'em up on the PC and PlayStation One. But yeah, they had big, massive robot jetpack kind of robots in it, which are pretty cool, about 7 foot tall. Uh, I just got a feeling that this will be the last of Moff Gideon. He almost died in the last one. We've got Bo Katan. She wants him dead. We obviously the Mando, he wants him dead because he knows something on him, which we got in the season one. And I just think either they keep really building him up, or he's going to be a bit of a throwaway character at the end. And I think the next thing we might see someone bigger, uh, more complex than Moff Gideon. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be clones. I've got a feeling they're not going to be clones. I just got a feeling that they're going to be massive robot killing machines at the end of it. Yeah. Do we think that Moff Gideon is an Inquisitor? Do we think that he has force sensitive powers as well? Bear in mind he's got the dark saber, so he's going to have to sort of be able to use it. Like, do you guys reckon he's like they might throw him in as a bit as a force sensitive character? He's quite withdrawn, and he's quite kind of like it looks like he's sort of subduing to the dark side. I mean, if the Emperor's been around all this time up to thingy, he's never really had another apprentice. So maybe Moff Gideon is his new apprentice in a kind of a weird way, and he's training by holocrons and by holodecks and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, there's quite a lot of possibilities where this can go. So I think it's quite exciting. Well, not necessarily. I mean, he's got the dark saber, isn't he? I mean, it's quite of a trophy kind of prize, isn't it? Um, you know, I think it. I don't think you have to have a double lightsaber to be an Inquisitor. Um, I mean, because to be honest, Starkiller was kind of an Inquisitor, wasn't he? Like he was going to be sort of like a one of the apprentice kind of killers and stuff like that. Yeah, it does look like a brick in space, though, doesn't it? It just doesn't look like it can turn with ease. Yeah, we can do that flip and that kind of an actual kind of arc. It just kind of looks like a big kind of brick. But I think Moff Gideon. I think he's kind of like an Inquisitor esque kind of character. I think. A bit like how they introduced Inquisitors in Rebels. Like it was one, and then all of a sudden there was quite a few. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to go down the Star Killer route, because they've completely changed how the rebellion and all that was born. Because that story, even though it's pretty cool, I just don't think they're going to go down that route with Star Killer. But it'd be interesting to know like where they get the base. I mean, obviously the base was called Star Killer. It was named after him, but I don't think he's got not a big sort of significantness into the Star Wars lore as he used to. So I just think Snoke is kind of like a combination of a failed Emperor clone and splicing genes with others, I think. It's a bit like, is it Alien 3 or Resurrection, where they had Ripley's DNA, but they was trying to sort of like combine it with the alien as well. I know. Because she had the alien in her, they couldn't cipher the DNA between them. But I just think there's going to be, I don't know, there's a lot of alien reference and stuff like that in this season. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what they're aiming at. It'd be interesting to know where they got the DNA for Yoda, because that's kind of what they are implying. And they actually successfully cloned Yoda. All I can think of is that they got a fingernail from the senator. Well, no, because Baby Yoda is the same age as Anakin Skywalker, isn't he? So this is even before the clones were even starting. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think the DNA part was kind of um, the Force Unleashed, isn't it? It was kind of that was the downloadable content, wasn't it? The Force Unleashed with beating up Obi-Wan's Force Ghost. Yeah, I really kind of wish that they're like we got a little bit more in that base. I wanted to see a little bit more. Like maybe it was a failed attempt, and they want to go back in there next time and sort of have a look. But yeah, really, I thought this episode though, literally, I yeah, I thought it was really good. I really, after last week, a lot of people said it was really good. I thought it was okay, with Bo Katan and all that, she was in it and stuff like that. But I think this one knocked this one out of the park. I think this one done really well. Has anyone got any of the new figures that have come out this week? The Endor guys and all that seem really cool. Yeah. All right, Tom. Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Thanks. After all the other stuff, but yeah, doing really well. Um, yeah, exactly the same, mate. Like literally, I thought the episode was very kind of more nostalgic than the other one. I think the other one was kind of nostalgic for the younger generation that sort of grew up with Rebels and all that, and seeing Bo Katan and all that in it. But for me, it's this sort of the older kind of nostalgia. The troopers walking past, a little bit of the kind of chatter in the background and stuff like that, as they're sort of like that old cluttery sound of Stormtrooper armor wincing past. It's pretty cool. Oh, is it? Yeah, I can see why it's gone up to like a 14 plus, because I think Disney Plus um, probably hold it a bit more dear, but there is a lot of killing in there. It's actually like it's not Rebels, is it? It's not like animated or anything like that. So there is a lot of sort of like throwing off the cliff and shooting them and blasting them and cracking necks and stuff like that. So I can see why Disney have put it up to like a 14 plus, um, because a lot of people, as like even 12-year olds, like a lot of parents don't really like their kids sort of seeing all that sort of stuff. Yeah, yeah, it was there. Yeah, definitely like a bit like Rogue One. I'm just kind of happy that we might see sort of, I mean, with this, and I mean, like Rogue One, like how many new troopers we got from in Rogue One for that one movie, and these things here. I mean, apparently there's going to be a napalm or Malta trooper as well coming out. There's been kind of like pictures of him shown, so I can't wait to see him either. So should pretty cool, and hopefully we get him into the Black Series as well. But yeah, I'm quite. I mean, whether we get to that planet next month, next week to see Ahsoka, I don't know. Yeah, as he smashes on the floor, I could imagine him breaking into a million pieces. Oh, is it? I can't imagine she's a relation to Baby Yoda. But I could imagine that I mean, she's been in exile for quite a while. I mean, whether she wants to take responsibility for Baby Yoda because she's saying she's not a Jedi. But obviously, as we know, that Luke is the only Jedi in that kind of time. Um, I don't know. I mean, maybe they might go on a journey to try and meet up with Luke, and hopefully they'll get all the digital kind of face stuff done, and we're going to get like a CGI Luke like we did in Trios, which would be pretty cool. And I'll be quite happy as well if they voiced it by a different actor. I do think, as much as I think Mark Hamill is a bit of a legend, I do think he's gone a bit. He's played the Joker and voice act quite a lot over the years. So even when he played Luke Skywalker in the latest films, I still sense a bit of kind of kind of jokerness in his kind of. Um, so I would be happy for someone to play Luke Skywalker's voice and be a CGI kind of camel. I'd be happy with that. It wouldn't bother me too much, to be honest, if it wasn't him. Probably quite con- controversy, but yeah, I just think he's kind of had his day as acting. I think like I just think over the years he's lost that kind of Luke. Like when we, what we grew up with. I think he hasn't got that no more. Yeah, yeah, she does have white lightsabers. Yeah, yeah. He's quite cheeky with his false. You know, sometimes I think, is he actually a dark Baby Yoda? But you know, eating like whatnot. Yeah, I don't know how good this camera is. Really, like to pick up. Oh, where is she? Here she is. Yeah. So it, they are white, but it's kind of like a kind of a see-through kind of blue, kind of bit milky blue in there, but it's like an off-white. It's a bit hard to say what kind of color they are because it's like they are see-through. They're a bit with a blue tinge, I suppose, in a way. But yeah, that's the figures now. And this is the one before the face printing and stuff on. So I don't know when once you get on Instagram, but what I did was actually just do a bit of black pen around the eyes, just to make it a little bit more kind of realistic. I think the camera's not picking this up. I need to get a decent cam. Yeah, it just always seems hungry, doesn't he? Like he's like a little hungry hippo. And it just seems like the ongoing thing that he's always sort of wanting to eat. I haven't seen a pre-order go up yet, but hope I would say probably early January because I think the archive figures normally come out about March, April time, and then obviously we get another set by the end of the year. So yeah, I would say just after Christmas. I think they got enough sort of releases and pre-orders coming out now. And I think after Christmas, it'll be a time that they'll release those as well. Hello, guys. You all right? Welcome to the chat. As you just joined, a quick overall of the episode. I loved it, and I thought it was better than last week's. And I enjoyed all the Imperial stuff. But yeah, I can't. What was the Oh, it was all the Hoff stuff, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to the archive series launch actually, and I don't have to get Admiral Thrawn, which I so if you're still in the chat, I kind of got a feeling that Admiral Thrawn is going to show up in Mandalorian, and then just thinking about it, for no apparent reason whatsoever, they're releasing that Admiral Thrawn in archive. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. The only thing I do find with Lego, like I think it's sometimes best not to buy the first set that comes out of a ship because I always guarantee it doesn't look that great, and then they release it again in about 4 years' time, and it looks 10 times better. Um, you know, I didn't buy the Razor Crest, and it just the back part of it looks great, but the front it just doesn't look right at all. Yeah, I'm glad you love it, Traveller, mate. I enjoyed it as well. I don't know why they put the fish guy back in it though. I suppose it's a bit of comic relief, I suppose, for it. But yeah. So if for everyone in the chat, even if it's 3.75 or Black Series, depending on what you collect, it doesn't really matter. If there's a figure from Mandalorian that hasn't been made yet, what character would you like? I think for me, it would be Zero. I love my robots and I love the bounty hunters, and I think Zero would make a pretty cool asset to the shelf. I think. Anyone? No. Okay. Yeah. So this week, anyway. Was it raining there? It's fine here actually. The weather's not too bad. Yeah, I think a reissued Tuscan Raider would be pretty cool. Yeah, just a re-release. Um, or maybe if they just released it as like a Mandalorian builder pack or builder wave. So you get the Tuscan Raider, you get the Death Trooper, and just sort of some other characters in it that have appeared in Star Wars before in the Black Series or whatnot. They're just re-released in sort of the Mandalorian boxes and stuff like that, which would be pretty cool. Because I'm not being funny, they could re-release a figure, sort of like in the Mandalorian packaging and in the Star Wars packaging, because we're going to get a Remnant Stormtrooper down the line, but they're already released the Stormtrooper shiny in the Mandalorian. So that means we're never ever going to get a shiny Stormtrooper in A New Hope, Empire, Return Jedi, in any of those. So yeah, maybe like they re-release it and you have a Stormtrooper in those ones as well. But yeah, I mean, this week I've got these ones to go. I forgot I actually got Dryden Voss, so I've got an episode of him coming along, which I completely forgot. But these guys are Jump Ahead, which I got from UK Archive. It's a shop that I never shopped before, but I highly recommend. The guys are pretty cool. Just responded on Instagram, literally within in seconds. Like they're really, really good. And the Endor one, I've got the Incinerator Trooper and my Shock Trooper, so they'll be coming together. And I've actually done a little bit different, and I've actually gone away from doing a clone custom. And this one I'll be making an appearance this week. Is my little Rhodian kind of makeshift Jedi. So I've been busy doing him this week, and I've been working up for my next Droid Factory episode as well. So been really busy over the last week. So yeah, I've got loads to come along, and yeah, it should be quite exciting over the next few weeks. I'm trying trying to flush out quite a lot of content for end of November. So I've still got the other phase, all the Clone Wars stuff to come down as well. No, both of the Stormtroopers are fine. Well, I've got 3 actually, so I haven't taken any of them off. I'm not really too fussed, but so this is my standard Stormtrooper. These guys are amazing. So that was the first one. But what I'm trying to do is get loads of content out, get all the reviews, get some customs out before December, and then December I'm going to quiet down a bit, but I'm going to start bringing out sort of like my collection. So we're going to have a whole collection kind of video. I'll do a whole Clone Trooper collection video. I'll do like a top 5, my least top 5 and stuff like that. So we have a bit of fun in December, I think, and just bring the whole year to a close to restart again. Oh, was he? Anyway, so this is my other Stormtrooper, the new one, the Shock Trooper, my custom one. So that's the one I've done. Looks fine and accurate. Like touch wood, I haven't had a messed up one yet. And the Incinerator Trooper as well. Yeah, still looks fine. And hunky dory. Yeah, so yeah, there will be like it'll just be an episode completely dedicated to my clone collection. Whether or not I think I've finished, I've got 2 more to come, and I'll finish them, and then I will do a clone collection because I think for custom wise that'll make it over 30 anyway. And then yeah, definitely a top 5 and a bottom 5 as well. And yeah, and I think it'll bring it all to a close, and especially an all over collection as well, YO, which is magnitude even since April, since last time I done one. But I think there's quite a few sort of figures as well that, you know, when I try and think of my top 5, I think I might even categorize it, you know, so it necessarily won't be top 5. It'd be the top 1 of sculpt, top 5 of articulation, just all in general top 1, and just something like that. I think I'll probably do it in like that kind of way. I think then it just give anything else a kind of a go. Whether I do a custom and it'll go onto not custom, sorry, any other kind of review, see if it'll knock the other one off the shelf. But yeah, it's quite hard as well because Black Series is really getting good. And as everyone knows, I mean, the reason why I didn't collect Black Series at first was because I just wasn't interested in. It's hard to say, but figures look like toys. You know what I mean is, like, if I'm going to buy an Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm not going to go out and buy Episode 3 Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi because he looks absolutely disgusting. He just looks awful. He just looks crap. Just looks just awful. He looks like a bootleg figure, you know, when you compare him to everything that they're sort of producing now. So that's why I never collected Black Series before. But, you know, like, obviously the first one I got was Captain Rex. And yeah, it just looks amazing. It looks great. And I'm so glad that, they're heading down that line now, and they're even getting better now with the sculpt and articulation with these figures as well. Because these stormtroopers, like when you take a picture of them, they actually, to me, they look like little mini men in stormtrooper armor. I think they're absolutely great, and the detailing on the just on the sort of like the mouth nozzle and part on there is great. Yeah, I just I'm sort of, those people that they just don't like change, and they said like, "Oh, we're changing the stormtrooper sculpt," and I was like, "Oh, don't change it because the other one, at least you can get the arms up, you can do that kind of tilt with the gun, make them look running, and stuff like that." And I was like, "Don't knock it, like you can't fix it because it looks too good." Yeah, we've done well with this one, although the new clone body. I think the new clone body is just, I don't know, it's just, for me, it's not better, but the Stormtrooper is better. Hello, Darth. You all right, mate? Long time no see or hear. But yeah, just, with the new wave as well, I didn't bother with the Phase One Clone Trooper, which it sounds stupid, doesn't it? I mean, I go out and I literally go out and I buy 10 to the dozen of the Phase One Troopers, and then finally an official one comes out, and I'm like, yeah. It just seems weird, but yeah, I think I will get the Phase One new sculpt one, and I probably might even make it into an actual custom, like maybe like a limited edition, like kind of Centurion corner kind of clone trooper or something like that. Probably like pop off the helmet, paint the face again, have another go at face painting. I think the Camino guy come out not too bad, to be honest. I think he was all right, but I know I can do better, and I was doing it, and I just didn't have the right color paints and stuff like that. I had a different kind of acrylic paint that I was using on it, so I need to go out and sort of spend just a couple of quid on some new paints to get to a sort of a more kind of a skin color, because most of my stuff is literally clone colors, so green, red, blue, which are the colors that you need to make a skin tone. But I think because of the Tamira, they come in those horrible little jars, so it's really hard to get as much paint out that you need to actually mix paints and stuff like that. So I've got to find a way how to really kind of do it. But yeah. But also, I'm going to be doing. I think this one's going to come first for more reviews for next week. But I think there will be a fixie uppy episode as well coming with this one after I've done the wave, because there is a few kind of things that slightly off with him, but nonetheless, he's a good figure, but he just needs a bit of a fixie upper. And I think there was one other as well that needed it. The Camino Trooper as well, which I'll hopefully be receiving in a few days. I will do a fixie up here on that one as well. So lots to come towards the end of November, and then December we'll start having a bit of fun with the channel. Well, I mean, there's the Incinerator Trooper. I don't think he's skinny at the waist. But I did notice while I was sort of looking over him, they haven't painted the dots on the bottom there, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But I did notice that the mould of my belt though was slightly off. So if you look at the mould, it's kind of it's a bit long down here, and it goes like thinner up here and stuff like that. It doesn't look as sort of pristine as this one. Kind of looks like the mold kind of just went a bit sort of subdued at the end. But no, I think he's fine. I think his waist and all that. It looks well. I don't know, it's exactly the same figure. I was actually going to say it looks a bit thicker, but yeah. I mean, as you can see, like on that one, there's no little dot. But what they done on this one, they did this sort of like double dot blurge, which is a bit weird because it's supposed to be like one button on that side and a button there. And they're the wrong colours, they're all black as well. They should be like blues and greys, but hey ho. Are you going to do a quick review or unboxing of the new figures you received that you post on? Well, yeah, I mean, this one was the Incinerator Trooper. First impression, all I've done is got them out of the boxes and put them on that side before I do, and that's the parts. So when you see me, when I do a review online, I actually come away from the photo. I don't just sort of like click it off and click it back on and go into the actual review. I actually do go away and take those pictures and stuff like that, because there's people. What always annoyed me when you got people like when they do kind of reviews, they sort of get out to the camera and they're like, "Oh yeah, it can do this. It can do that," and I'm like, well, I want a review. I want to know what it can do. You know, I want to see what it does. So that's why I come away from the camera. Do take the pictures, put it into a pose, see what I can get out of it, see if it does fall over and stuff like that, and then come back to the camera to actually go, yeah, actually, do you know what? Taking it out. I mean, one of them, I'll tell you, it was Zori Bliss, crap character in the movie, looks crap. I got out of the box and I was like, oh, here she is, Zori Bliss. And when I started posing her and what she can do with the double pistols and swipe around and stuff like that, it was excellent. Literally blown me away. I thought it was actually a brilliant figure. It was absolutely great. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah. I'm still getting there with my review style. There's still some odd tweaks and stuff. Even sometimes it might be a few digital things and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to sort of fine tune myself as I go. But anyway, the figure wise, yeah, got the Incinerator Trooper, Han Solo Endor. So pretty cool. I do think that the cape's feels a bit cheap. It's almost. I mean, if I can get the light through it, it's very kind of see through. I don't know if that picks up. But it's kind of see-through, very thin, and the colouring as well. Maybe the colouring's okay. I think in my head I still got the Kenner figure colouring, which is more like sort of like a cowboy outfit kind of colouring. But the actual figure itself, a lot of people have been complaining it looks a bit wide-faced and stuff like that. But I just actually think it looks more of a mature Harrison Ford. I actually think that the actual figure itself looks great. Luke Skywalker, pretty cool. Face sculpt a little bit off, but again, they've used the Return of the Jedi body that we've always had. So again, he's going to suffer with wobbly leg syndrome, which is going to be really annoying because I can already feel his legs. But then I suppose that's like Darth Vader. He has wobbly legs as well, so I guess that's an inheritance thing. I don't know. His face is okay. I don't think it's great, but it's Mark Hamill in an Endor kind of outfit. But the helmets are pretty cool, and the poncho is really nice. And then I've got Princess Leia Endor, and again, I think Hasbro done really well on this one. Again, I've seen people sort of like complain about her face. I think it looks all right. I've seen worse Princess Leia's in my life. Is she on par with Escape Endor? Escape Bespin? No, but they haven't diverted too far away. I still think she's pretty good, to be honest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to actually going in depth with the figures and doing the review, to be honest. And then I got Dryden Voss. He would just sort of like come out at one point. I completely forgot that I got him when I was going through all the solo figures back, I think September time. I forgot I got him. I think I picked him up at $8.99 or something like that in some sale. So yeah. Well, suggestions for painting the backpack for the Mandalorian is aluminium Tamira. You can pick it up for about $3.99 on Amazon, and that's what I did on mine. He just a little bit too far up the top there, but if you just look about 15 videos back on the actual channel, you see me paint it up, or even I think on the thumbnail on this, you might even say it in the background. Yeah, and he just looks fine. It matches the armor just right, so it's not a bad thing. I don't collect SHF kind of stuff, and I do notice that their face sculpts are a lot better, especially with Mark Hamill. Anyway, they definitely nail it on the point. I haven't actually referenced to SHF stuff, obviously, because I don't collect it, so it's not one thing I would go out to do. But it's all right. But comparing it to actually just Harrison Ford, I think they've done quite well with it. I think, you know, I would look at it and say it's Harrison Ford, not like Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm like, what is this? It just looks like a waxwork. Yeah, you know, I'm really gutted that I missed out on the Heroes of Endor pack. But you know, just for the speeder bike and the little Ewok, because I don't know when we're going to get him for anything. But so yeah, but I have got a speeder bike. I did have the one that made out of the Bandai kit a little while back. So I will be doing some photos and little bits like that. And once I've done the review as well, because in a weird way, even though I'm on Instagram and stuff like that, it's kind of like a follow up to YouTube. So I don't really sort of show off the figures in ways before I've reviewed the figure. I like to review the figure, kind of reveal it that it's in my collection now, and then put it on Instagram, and then other people can sort of like carry on the story of my collection and go through it in that way. Yeah, I think like with most figures, isn't it? It's from certain angles. It's especially Luke. Like sometimes you look at him. Which one was it? Which Luke was it? Oh, well, pretty much all the Lukes, isn't it? Really. I was really hoping for Bespin Luke. Um, really excited to get him. He looked good in the pictures, but once I got him, I was just like, kind of looks like a deer in headlamps. You know, he just looks like he's about to get. You know, he's had a bit of a shock. Um, you know, sort of Endor Luke. I think the best Luke is Snowspeeder Luke, and I do like the Yavin Luke. It's got a Luke. It doesn't look like Mark Hamill, but it's got that kind of like look about him that he looks like Luke. If that makes sense, like you look at him and go, "That's Luke." So when you look at a comic, it doesn't look like Mark Hamill, but you know it's Luke, and that's what I get from Yavin Luke. You know, I look at it; it doesn't look like Mark Hamill, but it looks like what I picture Luke is in a kind of weird way. But yeah, yeah. I've got there's just a few other bits sort of coming out. I've painted up a few of the 3D sort of stuff that I've presented in the video in a week from Clone Based Customs, and yeah, I just got quite a few bits sort of coming your way, to be honest. I don't know about Luke. He sometimes they get somewhere and then they drop down. They they drop back a bit. Yeah, I don't know. He has got a hard face, I guess, Mark Hamill, because he does pull quite a lot of faces in different ways. You know, he sort of rinses and frowns, and he's very sort of animated in his face. So I guess that's kind of hard to catch a kind of Luke-esque kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, also I just did Admiral Akbar, but it was one a great figure. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on Snowspeeder, Luke, but I think it's because they haven't got the combination of hair and face. But the actual this bit here is definitely Mark Hamill. It looks great. And I definitely agree with you on that one. It does look like him. Dagobah Luke, when I first got him out, my first impressions was like, no. But again, it kind of grew on me. But it's stupid, isn't it? Because even X-Wing Luke has grown on me, and he looks awful to the others. Um, but his face has kind of grown on me over the time. Yeah, Akbar, he is a great figure. He looks amazing. He looks like Admiral Akbar. The detailing is great. But for a figure, he's not. His posability is not all that great. And it's a bit. It's got that weird kind of claw hand that you don't know what to do with it. It's like, so you kind of put it behind his back, and then he's got this other hand that's a trigger finger. It just feels really awkward to kind of pose. So, but he does look great. He does look good. You can't knock Hasbro for doing it well, but it's just he's very. As I said to someone, I messaged someone. I say he's a bit like an ornament action figure. Hello, Bobber, mate. You're right. Yeah, the snow. I mean, and looking at the snow speeder, Luke, he's pretty cool. You literally just can't knock it. It is a really good figure. Um, However, this one is not, and I really need to get another Luke to change this one's head because I'd love to take pictures of it. Hi, mate. You're right, but no, I don't collect the Black Series helmets. The only helmet I do have is the Stormtrooper, but that's actually I used to cosplay as a snow Stormtrooper with the UK garrison back in the day. So yeah, yeah, I thought it was a really good episode, Bobber. I think it was really good. Just in general, just I found it better than last week's episode. To be honest, it was just more nostalgia, and I think a lot of the older generation will like it more. Why is she saying that? Like, because even my boy, I said, "You like?" He goes, "Yeah." No, no, actually, no, because I said to him, I said, "Do you prefer it than last week's?" And he said, "No, you preferred last week's." So yeah, maybe it is a kind of an older person's nostalgia thing, but I think it is better. But yeah, I just generally think that this Luke it needs a really good update. It's a shame that we have kind of gone over the 40th anniversary of A New Hope. So maybe down the line they might bring him out in archive because he was with the speeder and all that sort of thing. Just the cloth material is too small or too big, should I say, and the head just looks oof, ugh, rough. But yeah, that's kind of it. So we have got a lot coming our way. Got a lot to come on Centurion's Corner. So you know. Oh, did you? 40th anniversary. I did miss. Well, I missed the year that it come out, but I did play a bit of catch up this year. Star Action Figures were doing like a deal for about, I think it was about £90, and you got quite a fair of them. I mean, I didn't get R5, which is fair enough. I mean, he's about 45 quid anyway, but I wanted to make him as a Bandai. Darth Vader I got as the 40th anniversary. I missed out on Luke, but I got him in the Sand Speeder. I think he's different, but you know, I got him. And Princess Leia I wanted because she had a better face. So I pretty much got the rest of the others. And I actually got on AliExpress for 20 quid, which I did the review of them a little while back, a couple of weeks ago, which I was really quite glad that I got the A New Hope Han Solo. Yeah, the box was a bit crunched up and whatnot, but yeah, I'm really glad that I got him. His face, however, does need a bit of TLC, and comparing this one to this, you know, this is what I mean with Black Series. Back in the day, they kind of looked like bootlegs compared to like mini kind of well, I'm going to say hot toys, but you know what I mean. They're like more detailed, more robust, rather than action figures. You know, just a sculpt in general and stuff like that. They look 10 times better. They've got a bit more care to look like, rather than a representation. They actually look like the person now. Yeah, I got a few. I got the Death Trooper, and a few. I think I pretty much got most of them. I got the Tusken as the 40th anniversary as well. Oh, is it not? I mean, I've seen it on websites as well that a lot of people have been getting the Berserker armor in, so like to buy straight away. So, who did you order it from, Bobber? Yeah, we were just talking about the Admiral Akbar. He is cool. I think if you're an overall collector, then putting it on the shelf is hell of a worth it. You know, if you're a limited collector, then just skip it. And if you just collect for action figures and stuff, you're not going to get much out of that. Oh well, would it? Fair enough. All right. Well, we've gone over the hour mark, so I'm going to start turning off now. So what we just skimmed over on this episode is that I really enjoyed this episode of Mandalorian. I'm hoping the next. I think Gideon is going to be some kind of Inquisitor. I still think Admiral Thrawn is going to be the big bad. Yeah, I kind of wish I got a SHF Luke because he looks 10 times better. And also we've got this wave coming out this week on review wise. I've got 2 more Clone Troopers. So I'm going to bring you a lot of content before the December time. And in December, we are going to do a clone collection, full collection, top 5 and worst 5. We're going to have a bit of fun in December, I think, leading up to Christmas and in the end of the year. So thank you, everyone, for joining me on this live stream. It's been a good one tonight, actually. And I will be doing it again next week as well. We can carry on more chat and talking about more figures and whatnot. So thank you once again. And I'll leave you guys and girls right there. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.